Hello students, welcome to the online session of data analytics using R. In today's session we are going to study about some miscellaneous functions that can be executed on R data frame. In previous session we have studied how to create data frame and how to execute different types of functions on data frame. So today we are going to study subset function, which is used to reshape data frame, which is used to filter data from the data frame. Then merge function, which is used to merge different data frames together. After that we'll study how to change column names, how to delete column and from the data frame, and after that we'll study order, sort and rank function of the data frame. So first we'll start with the subsetting of data frame. So here I have one data frame, that is customer, which is used to store data of bank customers. So we have already studied that whenever we want to filter data or select data as per our requirement, then we can use row index and column index to select data from the data frame. For example, if I want to select first 3 rows here from the customer data frame, then I can simply write 1:3, that is I want to select first 3 rows. So first index is the first index position is for row index. After that I want to select all the columns, so here I am not specifying column index, so it will give me first 3 rows from the customer data frame. Now suppose I want to select all rows and only first and last column, that is fourth column. So instead of specifying row index, here my row index is empty because I want to select all the rows. Instead of specifying row index, I am giving column index, that is first column and fourth column. So this is the output. So this is how we can select this is one way by using which we can select data as per our requirement from the data frame. Now we'll see how to use subset function to select or to filter data as per our requirement. So here subset is a function. Write down that function name. After that we'll write down the name of data frame that we want to reshape. So the advantage of subset function is that this function not only filters data or select data as per user requirement, but with this function we can also specify the complex condition to select data. Okay, now suppose here I want to display the data of customers whose account balance is greater than 3 lakhs. Okay, account balance is greater than 3 lakhs. So this is my condition. So here I can simply write subset of customer. First parameter is the name of data frame and next parameter is the condition by using which we want to select our data. So balance is greater than 3 lakhs. Okay, so this is my condition. See, this is how we can filter data by using subset function. Now I have another data frame called borrower. This is my borrower data frame, which is used to store information about all the loan holders from different branches of any bank. Okay, so this is my borrower data frame. Now I want to perform subsetting of this borrower data frame. Borrower. Okay, this is the name of my data frame. This is my first parameter. Now my condition is that I want to filter loan numbers or customer IDs or the data of customer who have loan in Mumbai branch. Okay, so I can simply write subset of borrower data frame and branch equal to Mumbai. See, you'll get the result. So by using subset function, we not only filter data or select data from the database, but we can also specify complex condition as per our requirement. Okay, so this is the use of subset function in data frame. Now we'll see how to merge different data frame together. So for merging different data frame together, we have merge function or we can use join functions. So we have already studied join in database management system, joins in SQL. Same join functions can be used here in R also with the data frame, because data frame is what? It is a tabular structure. We can perform different operations that are applicable in SQL table. Okay. So here I have two data frames. So my first data frame is customer, second data frame is borrower. Now we are going to execute all merge and join operations on these two data frames. Customer data frame consists of 4 columns: customer ID, customer name, loan ID and balance. And borrower data frame consists of 4 columns: loan number, customer ID, branch and amount of loan. So these are my two data frames. First we'll merge these two data frames together by using merge function. So what is the syntax of merge? First we need to write the function name, that is merge. Then name, I'm telling you the syntax. Okay. So name of first data frame, that is df1. Then name of second data frame, df2. Then we need to write by dot df1 or by dot df2. Okay, means here with by parameter we need to specify the name of column by which, using which we are going to merge these two data frames together. Okay, so this is by. Then one all parameter is there. So all dot df1 or all dot df2. Okay, means here by using this all parameter we can specify the type of merging, the type of join, whether we want to perform left join, right join, inner join or full outer join operation. We can specify the type of operation, the type of merging by using all parameter. Okay, so this is the syntax of merge operation. Now we'll see how to merge these two data frames together. First I want to perform inner join or natural join operation on these two data frames. So in inner join it display only matching data from the from both the data frames. Okay, so here my example is C info. I am creating a new data frame for inner join operation, that is C info. Then write down merge function, merge. My first parameter is x. X parameter is the name of first data frame. X is equals to customer, name of first data frame. Y is equals to borrower, name of second data frame, borrower. Okay, now since we are performing inner join operation, there is no need to use all parameter. Okay, because this operation will select only matching data from both the data frames. So we need to specify only column name by which we want to perform inner join operation. So here my syntax is C info. I am creating a new data frame by merging customer and borrower data frames together, and for this merging I want to perform inner join operation. Okay, so this is my example. So we'll verify the result. See, C info. Okay, now here in customer data frame we have data for 5 customers. Out of 5 customers, only 3 customers have loan in a bank: customer number 1, customer number 3 and customer number 4. In borrower database, in borrower data frame we have data for 5 loan numbers. So out of these 5 loan numbers, only loan number 1, loan number 3 and loan number 4. These 3 loan numbers, these 3 customer numbers are there in customer data frame. Okay, so we can get data only for this 3 customer, 1, 3 and 4 by using this merge function. Okay, so this is how we can implement inner join operation on two data frame. Okay, now we'll see how to implement same operation, that is inner join, by using inner join keyword. Okay, so now we have seen how to merge two data frame together by using merge function, and how to implement inner join operation by using merge function. Now we are going to see how to use inner join keyword to perform inner join of two data frames. So to use join operation, first we need to implement dplyr library. We need to download dplyr library. Okay, dplyr, this is the library which is needed to be downloaded to execute join operations on data frame by using join function. Okay, so you just need to write down this instruction library, and then in bracket write down the name of library that you want to execute or that you want to download. This library consists of all the definitions of join functions. Okay, so only after downloading this library you are able to execute join functions in data frame. So here cinfo equals to, now we'll see how to execute join function. Cinfo equals to, my first data frame is customer, then we need to give this symbol percentage greater than sign percentage. Okay, and after that write down keyword inner join, write down this keyword. This is the syntax for inner join. Okay, write down inner join keyword, and then in bracket write down the name of second data frame, that is borrower, and then by parameter, by is equals to cid, that is customer id. Customer id is the common attribute between both the data frame. Customer id attribute is present in customer data frame and it is also present in borrower data frame. Okay. Let's verify the result. Cinfo. See, we have got same result as that of merge function. Okay, so we can either implement join operation either by using merge function or by using this inner join or join function. So the syntax of join function is, first we need to write down the name of first data frame. After that write down this syntax percent greater than percent, then write down the name of join, that is inner join. Then in inner join, this join function receives two parameters. First parameter is the name of second data frame, and then the name of common attribute. Okay, now we'll see how to implement left outer join. So left outer join, the output of left outer join is that it display all rows from left data frame but only matching rows from right data frame. Okay, so here we can write cinfo equals to, first we'll see how to implement these operations by using merge function, and after that we'll see how to implement same operation by using join function. So cinfo equals to merge x is equals to first data frame, that is customer, y is equals to second data frame, that is borrower, and then we are implementing left outer join here. Specify by parameter, that is common attribute, which is customer id. We are going to merge these two data frame by using this common attribute, that is customer id. And now we want to specify here left outer join by using all parameter, all dot x is equals to true. It means that x is what? X is a customer. This is our left data frame. This is our first data frame. Since we are going to implement left outer join, we need to specify all dot x is equals to true. That is, we want to display all data from left data frame and only matching data from right data frame. Okay, so let's verify the result. C info. See, it has given us all data from left data frame, that is from customer data frame. In customer data frame, we have data for 5 customers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of these 5 customers, only 3 customers have loan in a bank. Customer ID 1, customer ID 3 and customer ID 4. So if you carefully observe this output, so here for customer ID 1, we have all data for loan number, branch and amount. For customer ID 3 and 4 also, we have all data for loan number, branch and amount. Since customer 2 and customer 4 have no loan in bank, so for loan number, branch and amount, the values are NA. Okay, so this is how we can implement left outer join operation by using merge function. Now we'll see how to implement left outer join operation by using left join function. So cinfo equals to, I am overwriting same data frame, that is cinfo, because it is only for the demo purpose. So cinfo equals to customer, name of left data frame or first data frame, then percent greater than percent sign, then use left join keyword or left join function, left join, then the name of second data frame, specify the name of common attribute, that is customer ID, and now here we are going to implement which operation? We are going to implement left join operation. Okay, so that's why we have used function left join. Okay, now let's verify the result. C info. See, the result is same as that of merge function. Okay, we have got loan number, branch and amount value for customer ID 1, 3 and 4, but there are NA values for customer ID 2 and 5 because these 2 customers don't have loan in a bank. Okay, so this is how we can implement left join operation by using merge function and by using left join function. Now what is the difference between these two symbols? Here, while using merge function, we need to specify all keyword or all parameter, but here since we are using left join keyword or left join function, there is no need to specify this all parameter. This is the only difference. Okay, now we'll see how to implement right join operation by using merge function. So right join operation, what is the output of right join operation? It display all data from right table but only matching data from left table, and in left table if no matching data is there, it will give you NA value for the left column. Okay, so cinfo equals to merge, first data frame is customer, second data frame is borrower. Okay, then common attribute is customer ID and all dot y. Now we are performing right outer join, so we need to specify the name of right or second data frame, that is y. So all dot y is equals to true, that is we want to display all data from y data frame and only matching data from x data frame. That's why all dot y is equals to true. Okay, see, while displaying or while implementing left outer join, we have mentioned all dot x is equals to true, and for right outer join we are mentioning all dot y is equals to true. Now let's verify the result. See info. See, in customer data frame we have data for 5 customers. In loan data frame we have data for how many customers? 10 loan holders. Okay, so here 1 3 4, these 4 customers, 1 3 4, these 4 customers are from customer data frame, and in our loan or borrower data frame there are 2 additional customers, customer id 10 and customer id 11, but these 2 customers 10 and 11 are not present in customer data frame. That's why for customer id 10 and customer id 11 the values of customer name, loan id and balance are NA. Okay, so this is called right outer join, because customer id 10 and 11 are present in borrower data frame but they are not present in customer data frame. That's why for customer name, loan id and balance amount, for these 3 attributes, which are the attribute of customer data frame, the values are NA. Okay, so this is called right outer join. Now we'll see how to implement right outer join by using right join function. Syntax is very simple. See info. First write down the name of first data frame, that is customer, then percent greater than sign percent, this symbol, then write down keyword right join. Okay, after that write down the name of second data frame, that is borrower, and then write down the name of common attribute, that is customer id. No need to use all parameter, because here we are mentioning this condition by using the name of join, that is right join. We'll get the same output. See, the output of merge function by using all parameter and the output of right join function is same. So this is how we can implement right outer join by using merge function, by using right join function. Now we'll see how to implement full outer join. So in full outer join we'll get all data from both the data frame, all data from left data frame, all data from right data frame, even if there is no matching data for each other. Okay, so cinfo equals to merge first data frame is customer, second data frame is borrower by equals to customer id, which is a common attribute, and here all is equals to true. Okay, because we want to perform full outer join. See, if we want to perform left outer join, then we use all dot x is equals to true. When we perform right outer join, we use all dot y is equals to true. Here we want to perform full outer join, that is all data from x, all data from y. That's why we are not mentioning x or y. We are just writing all is equals to true. Now let's verify the result. So this is my result. See, in for customer id 1 2 3 4 5, these are the rows, these are the customer ids for customer data frame. Okay, and 10 and 11, these are the customer ids from borrower data frame that are not present in customer data frame. So overall we have got data for 7 customers, all data from customer data frame, all data from borrower data frame, and from customer data frame for customer id 2 and 5 there are NA values for loan data, because customer id 2 and 5 have no loans, and here for customer id 10 and 11 which are present in loan data frame, that is in borrower data frame, but they are not present in customer data frame. So for customer ID 10 and 11, the values of customer name, loan ID and balance attributes are NA. Okay, so this is full outer join. Now we'll see how to implement full outer join by using full join function. So first is customer data frame, then percent greater than percent symbol, then full join keyword, name of second data frame, that is borrower, and by is equals to customer ID, which is a name of common attribute. See, the result is same. Data for 7 customers. Here also we have got data for 7 customers. Okay. So this is how we can implement join operation by using merge function or by using join function. Okay. Now we'll see some more join operations. First is semi join. So semi join operation is same as that of inner join operation. So you can either use inner join keyword or we can use semi join keyword. Okay. So cinfo equals to customer percent greater than percent, then semi join keyword, borrower name of second data frame, by name of common attribute. Customer cinfo. See, the output is same as that of inner join. See, we'll verify it with inner join keyword. Inner join. See, means semi join and inner join, both the operations are same. They are used to give you the common or matching data from both the data frames. Okay. So this is semi join. It gives you matching data. Then next is equals to anti join. Now anti join means all rows, all data that are present in first data frame but not present in second data frame. That is data frame 1 minus data frame 2. So we'll see this customer. This is my first data frame which consists of data for 5 customers, and borrower, which is second data frame which consists of data for 5 loan holders. So here if you carefully look at these 2 customers, so in customer data frame we have 1 to 5 customer, but in loan data frame we have customer ID 1, customer ID 3, customer ID 4, customer ID 10 and 11, but customer ID 2 and 5 is not present in borrower data frame. So we'll verify the result of anti join function. Customer percent greater than percent anti join borrower by customer ID, which is a common attribute. Cinfo. See, we have got data only for 2 customer IDs, customer ID 2 and customer ID 5, that are not present in second data frame, that is in borrower data frame. So anti join means data frame number 1 minus data frame number 2. The data which is present in first data frame but not present in second data frame. Okay. Now we'll see cross join or Cartesian product. So cross join or Cartesian product means all data, all the data rows, all the rows present in one data frame are combined with all the rows present in second data frame. Okay, so it is used to give us the possible combinations of both the data frames, all the rows in both the data frames. So here cinfo equals to, now we don't have cross join operation or Cartesian product operation here. This function is not present, not available. So to perform cross join or Cartesian product, we use merge function. Merge x is equals to customer, y is equals to borrower, okay, and then all is equals to null. Here to perform cross join, we need to specify all is equals to null. Sorry, all not. By is equals to null. So let's verify it. C info. See, all the this Cartesian product is used to give you the possible combinations of all rows from both the data frames. Okay, so this is all about today's session. Today we have studied subsetting operation in R by using subset function, and then merge and join operations in R. If we want to merge data from different data frame, we can either use merge function or else we can go for join function. So this is all about today's session. Thank you. In next session, we are going to study how to change column names, then how to drop or delete column by using select function from data frame, and how to implement order, sort and rank function. Thank you.